You all know it. A runaway trolley about to barrel into 4 people, but you could flip a switch and change the track, sparing the 4 and instead killing 1. A runaway hot dog stand at a marathon. You could push 1 person in front of it, killing him, but saving the 3 people it would have run into had you not taken action. Making tacos. You choose hard shell, soft shell, hard shell, soft shell. Well, maybe not that last one. But those first 2 fall under the common mind game of the trolley problem. As autonomous vehicles become more of a reality every passing second, automakers must face the question of who does their car save? Hardshell or the driver or the 4 people on the sidewalk next to them. Except they don't. They don't face this problem, if you can even call it that. Before we get into that, I'll briefly explain the trolley problem a little more clearly than the opening did. You set it a lever that controls the tracks which determine which way a runaway trolley will go. If you don't flip the lever, it'll run into and kill 4 people. If you do flip the lever, it'll run into and kill 1 person. There are 2 schools of thought with this. 1, obviously you should flip the lever, as you're saving more lives this way and this is best for humanity. Or 2, don't flip the lever because in the act of doing so, you are directly killing that 1 person, whereas if you just let the trolley hit the 4 people, it feels less like you just killed any of them. Inaction leads to less kills than action. Usually, people will progress from the first option to the second option, and then maybe back to the first option, but that's the idea. It's tricky. There is no right answer. Plus, there's always the question of whether people who say they would flip the lever would actually do it in real life in that stressful situation. Once you start thinking about this, you might start thinking about how this will work with self-driving cars. What if a car is going to crash, and it is calculated that the only 2 possibilities are swerving to save the passenger, but killing the pedestrians, or staying in lane killing the passenger, but saving the pedestrians? This hypothetical question really gets people's gears turning. But it really shouldn't, as it isn't a problem. It is purely, as was just said, hypothetical. You see, most of these trolley problems rely on human error and irregularities in the road. Let's take an example. A car is driving on the road, and all of a sudden the truck in front of it stops short. The car brakes, but it doesn't have enough space to fully stop, so it's either going to hit the back of the truck, killing the passenger, or swerve onto the sidewalk, saving the passenger, but killing the pedestrians. Tricky, right? Well, the problem here is miscommunication. Right now, communication between drivers is about as good as you trying to order a sandwich from someone who only barely speaks English in the middle of a Philharmonic orchestra playing the 1812 overture full with cannons, using only Scrabble pieces. Autonomous vehicles promise communication between cars, so when one car stops, the car behind it will know before the car in front even starts braking. This way, the car behind can brake at the exact same time, and there will be no crash. But in this scenario, the truck driver, a human, stopped unexpectedly, and despite the computer's incredibly quick reaction time compared to that of a human, it is physically unable to stop. This is the truck driver's fault. It wouldn't have happened if he didn't stop short. This human-to-computer interaction between the autonomous car and the truck driver failed. And this is exactly the problem. Most of these trolley problem situations assume that a human makes a mistake and causes something unexpected on the road, like stopping short. If it were a computer and a computer on the road, it wouldn't do anything unexpected. No Scrabble, no orchestra. It would perfectly follow the rules of the road, and every car around it would know what it was doing and would be able to react nearly instantly. Once autonomous cars become common enough, and we get past that initial transitional state, the trolley problem will be virtually a non-issue. There are some natural trolley problems that could occur, like if the brakes were to fail on an autonomous car. Very unlikely, but not the direct fault of humans. How will car manufacturers tell the car to react here? They shouldn't. Choosing to swerve to hit one pedestrian over another in the case where, because of faulty brakes, one must die is an example of where neither solution is good, so why choose one? Why tell the car to choose to kill these people over these people? If you want to apply human morals to these machines in who they decide to kill, then how is it at all morally correct to make the car manufacturers choose to kill in the first place? It's futile for these programmers to try and choose the person that is least morally objectionable because this is impossible to determine. Morals are not a concrete idea. Try telling a mother that her child was chosen as the target of a vehicle accident because it was deemed morally correct to kill him over a pregnant woman. Nobody wants to live in a society like that. Not to mention the fact that it would take lifetimes to code in every possible trolley problem situation, and, to be most morally righteous, would require a referenceable database with data that allows a car to determine the value of one's life with information like socioeconomic status, family and medical history, and prospective future, among other things, in mere seconds before a collision. This both raises privacy concerns and the issue that it is impossible to determine something as subjective as the value of one's life. The truth is, the autonomous vehicle trolley problem can be explained, like many things, by Occam's razor. The simplest solution is often the best solution. Or, as GLaDOS from Portal 2 puts it,
the best solution to a problem is usually the easiest one.
Automakers have a simple solution. Tell the car not to hit anything. If a trolley problem situation arises, the car will brake and swerve as much as it can without hitting anything, including people, as they are seen as objects that are not to be hit. If it's inevitable that someone will die, then that's the tragic reality of the situation. It's not as if a human driver could have done any better in such a circumstance anyway. In this case, the car is not choosing to kill someone based on morals, and is merely continuing in a straight line into whoever happened to, unfortunately, be in front of the car at that time. In the future, as AVs become more prevalent, we will not be taking full advantage of them if regular human drivers are still on or around the road. Over 90% of accidents are caused by humans. Because of this, the trolley problem often assumes that some human error is going to cause an issue. Somebody runs into the road in front of a car? Well, it's their fault. They jumped in front of a car. Autonomous vehicles aren't magic. Even in the case where a human didn't cause the problem, applying human morals to these machines will only complicate it beyond a reasonable solution. We can't expect, nor do most people probably want, the car manufacturers to play God by deciding who gets to live in thousands of these specific situations. The better solution is to get humans off the road and keep their morals away, because they are the problem with the trolley problem.